Thank you very much. So here we go. The plane's already gone and over, and you can see M19 already out. They're going down into Primorsk, Navi in their standard spot, Winstrike. Most teams can be going to their usual spots. NIP going to go to their second loot location, which will be over in Lipovka. We are seeing Reciprocity and Unity going over to Sosnovka Island. And as the guys just said, I would like to see the circle pulling away from the island, but this kind of plane path leads to it.
It really does, doesn't it? We'll see. I don't know. It looks like North America get all the fun circles. No. But we will find out where things go at this point. See if there's anything new, any adjustments. I'm still keeping my eyes across. It doesn't look like there's too much to write home about. Everything relatively close to normal.
Whether Vitality might start trying to punish DA a little bit
Maybe,
with their spread that they've been doing. We were talking about it last week, how they were sort of jumping across and you know, coming well outside of Ross. Like, you can see where Iro is right now. In fact, Drayden going to actually steal a car away from him.
Of course.
And as we expected, with the plane path that far south, it may well go down to Sosnovka, and it has. And no. Well, there you go. We were talking about it. Punishing. And DA do lose a man. It is Nasus getting 6 mo down.
Yeah. Big for Vitality. Bit rough if you're on the other side.
V, Lauren. V for Vitality. Not big.
Funny. Yeah, to be fair, I've got to say, DA were getting away with murder in that area. They were really spreading out, and I think it was inevitable, and I think we discussed it at length that eventually you're going to start seeing that being punished, and it's happened.
Eventually the players see it as well. Hayes has been on the phone and said, guys, remember, we're going into Rozhok area. You know what to do. You know you got to get them away. Back down south, TSM in Milta area. They
no,
are
you can't
team.
say Saf and then say Milta. There's
Milta. Got to go Frankie
Shout
style.
to you, Frankie.
Frankie style. She can't hear. She's busy in Counter-Strike these days.
Dirty seller.
I know, right. G2 and TSM, they're a team that have been clashing down in Milta. They've been catching a few people out. TSM, wonder if they're going to go for that camp, because it kind of backfired on them last time. But look at this, 2 minutes 49 seconds, and Team Liquid are almost passing Na'Vi.
It's a good idea. They know that Na'Vi, if you watch the replays back, Na'Vi don't really bridge camp. They don't really move early. They'll generally let you pass. So it's fine. This is a really good approach. I think the new adjustment is that Reciprocity will be on Millie Island, and we have seen Scoom and Haxedi generally move out towards the west, and they take the smaller compounds. But Team Liquid like to go, further off on the hillside when you first come into this and go on the right. They swing on the right, and they'll take the compounds on the back roads, which it works really well. And I'm sure they'll do something similar. They've got a really nice rotation route, and they've got a really nice approach to melee circles.
With this circle, I would say the hangars are looking like good spots right now. Obviously, you can keep your cars pretty safe in them. It is relatively central at the moment. Of course, the problem is when you do commit to the hangars, it is quite open down there. If it goes to that hillside, it can be a problem. Obviously, where DA picked it up last week on that top hill. Actually, it was 2 weeks ago now. It was week 1, wasn't it? End of week 1. Jeez. It all bleeding into one. It's going to get very messy. TSM on the move. They're coming over the bridge as well. So,
this is nice.
So they're not going to camp it this time. They're choosing to get over. Maybe they'll camp it the other side of the crossroads, but Unity there. Shiv has actually gone for the hill. He's gone for the ridge. Look at it. You can see the distance. The little Reciprocity icon heading up to the hillside.
Not a bad shout. Considering how far to the east this circle is, it's sitting, over this. It kind of centralizes on it. This is a really big pickup for them. Assuming they've got enough loot already. Oh, Orange. Orange could.
The thing with
get
this,
a lot of information. You don't. And look how much information he's just uncovered from that. Orange just realized, okay, someone's up on radio tower. We've got a whole team flooding over. You could probably work out that's TSM, and that'll be Reciprocity.
So TSM last time, if you remember, they went to the back of the hill, and I think that's where they're going to go again. Remember, because that back really hill position is so strong, you can keep your vehicles pretty safe down there, and you can cover so much ground. And it is a pretty central spot. It can give you the freedom to move out of it if you need to. And I think Team Liquid, who were on the long rotate, I think they were looking to do the same thing, but TSM are beaten to it.
Yeah, TSM really have just come over and got there in great time. Reciprocity probably going to join Shiv on the hill. Ibby and Gemty, I don't know if they're going to go straight for this, or they might just play the kind of forest off the back of it. I'd be surprised if they don't scout it, because teams will often move early and they don't know where Reciprocity and Unity completely are. Even with research, they probably don't have full information. If they are not focused, then they'll rock up on this and get absolutely punished. But there are further compounds on the southeast.
Only one boat for FaZe Clan. So all 4 in it, and IP
M19
are coming down there as well. Yeah, M19 all 4 in a boat, which means boats are slim in both Primorsk and around Milton Power. Vardy's looking for one. Winstrike have found one. That's way up on the coastline, the west coastline. So, and look at this. ENCE are going for the boat. They've made an adjustment. They've gone away from the vehicles. They're going to get in the boat up in Kameshki. It's a long run down. It may cost them still. It is going to take them a long time to get down there.
Where's Gustav going? Hold on. Gustav's going right towards Team Liquid. I do not know what the plan is here for him. And I think he might die for this. Look for the kill feed. There will definitely be shots on him. Yeah. I don't know if he's going to be able to make it away if Team Liquid weren't looking that way, and he'll get a couple more seconds to try and escape. But Gustav, that was either the boldest information play or just an error. Yeah, he did get tagged up. He's managed to get out of there. Because Team Liquid have 2-2'd. You've got Samty and James.
Really wide
way
as well.
Further on the west, but you have Ibi and Gemty basically on the phase pull-up.
The Knights are just scouting it. This is just simple relay racing right now. Vitality have just relayed it over the bridge. G2 made it over the river, fairly the channel or whatever you want to call it. Fairly successfully. Reciprocity are taking shots down the hill onto Vitality, but it will be simply hopeful. Now, FaZe, they're coming in really wide. They're avoiding Unity and Novo, but they might bump in to Team Liquid. And as you mentioned, or briefly mentioned, M19 are doing a similar path. They're both coming into the same spot. They're both coming into Team
where
Liquid.
Ibi and Gemty are waiting. Yeah, this is a really nice setup for them. That could be big. I don't know how long Ibi and Gemty are going to wait before they take the shots. Also, another note, just back of your minds, Raise Your Edge way quicker on rotations this time. But still, let's see. Yeah, it looks like M19 might have adjusted. We aren't watching. We're watching ENCE in the blue. God knows why. Elite player and Fuzzface, between FaZe and M19, these guys need to find other options now, because you also have on the next setup point, slightly further towards the western side, Samty waiting. So again, there's no easy pull-up spot here.
So you can see FaZe just out on the edge. They're looking to come in. Obviously, M19, they either saw Gemty silhouetting there. I didn't see a shot on the map, so I don't think they took a shot on them. It does give M19, ooh, they've come up in between Team Liquid. You can see Samty and James off in the distance there. Now, this actually might buy time for FaZe to creep in, because they're pulling their attention towards M19, then they're surrounding them. They're taking shots down on the hill from them.
Yeah, there's the first couple of bullets, and that will be, I can imagine even with the suppressors on, the team, FaZe Clan will definitely be able to see this, to hear it, because it's not all suppressed. And this is actually really worrying for M19. There's a lot of shots coming their way, and with these 6 times, I'm sure there's a lot of range on the others. They're connecting on these shots.
Yeah, definitely. You can see the points of view. M19.
Look at this split.
In all sorts of trouble.
So many angles. That is so good. The Danger Man was the man with the 24. That's elite player, but he's not delivered. He's not given a shot through yet. And that nade could be impressive from Ibi.
So FaZe have pulled up on the island, down the south, and now NIP are also coming around. They're looking towards what's going on. They're slowly creeping their way around. So it's going to get very crowded on this south side from the boats. Meanwhile, there is a bridge camp set up. The Knights are keeping Raise Your Edge and the CrowCrowd away. They're camping on that bridge side at the moment as M19 continue to get peppered.
That's a big shot there coming out. And you can see the rest of Team Liquid adjusting as well. They pulled another player over here, so it's a 3-1 split. Oof. And oh my word,
what is that? That's a swing.
Wow.
That's a big swing.
Wow,
it is still going to go south. It's still going to go into Sosnovka, but it's definitely pulled south. Boop. Now, Ibi coming in close. The problem is, with the rocks around here, it's going to be really tricky with the nades. This is a dangerous push for Ibi.
He's still there. He's gone down. This is really nice. Yeah, this is just clean-up time. Team Liquid played this perfectly. Hopefully they don't overextend and get too handed with D-Mash and Wanderer here.
NIP are coming in where Team Liquid were. FaZe kind of going back. I think FaZe are going to run straight into the back of NIP and get absolutely massacred in this boat. Unless they're quick enough. They may be just quick enough to get in. They are. They're blasting it. FaZe are going to blast in. So while this is happening, just to the right-hand side, FaZe Clan and NIP are pulled up on the similar peninsula.
Yeah, so right now...
But FaZe are going to go right past them. They're going to get absolutely massacred.
Oh, I thought FaZe might have done it. Yeah, we're going to have a look. Here it is. Oh, shit, they made it out. They've made it out, but I don't know if there's anywhere to shoot. Uber's got himself as position. Can they make it around this? Oh my God, look at that. It's a little Pirates Cove. They need the ultimate vert nade here. You can see them trying to tick it, so it'd actually do that, but Fuzzface looking for another option. NIP are going for the high ground. This is horrible. M19 left to swim as the nades come through. Not sure if that's going to land. Doesn't in the end, but look at NIP. Death from above here.
And I mean, while this is happening, ENCE have also coming in slowly on the boat, by the way. They're outside in Novo at the moment, wondering how to get in. Well, this is not the way to get in, that's for sure. I think FaZe are sitting ducks here. There's nothing they can do, and that's odd. I mean, I felt like they'd obviously seen the situation. They were like, oh, crap, there's a boat, and then just, panic. And then we've seen FaZe in this situation before as well, sadly.
Yeah, and ENCE get away with murder. They're sailing away going, yeah, this is great. They might go into Unity. That could be their only issue. And there actually is a man standing right there. That's Blaston, waiting to greet ENCE with open arms. I think they've had to swerve away as the shots do come through. That is ENCE. You hear it in the background. That's over by Novo. Rostamar goes down. Yep, this is worrying. They're all in one boat. All the boat teams have suffered here. Blaston let loose, and he did well. They're actually lining these shots up very nicely. That boat is looking worse for wear. They've managed to find a bit of cover, but for how long? Yeah. Oh wait, TSM have pushed on Liquid. TSM just pushed Liquid. They moved off the hill and they're about to sweep Liquid. This could keep M19 alive.
Yeah, and they're going to be looking towards obviously what's going on down towards NIP as well. TSM can clean up quite a bit here because the hillside they hold where their vehicles are kept is still inside the circle.
Samty's
so they can just back away from this one. Yeah, Team Liquid realizing the danger, trying to back away. TSM look like they're disengaging. Maybe they found just a few targets of opportunity. Gustav with the nade. It's gone too far wide.
Samty needs to land these shots, keep TSM away. He has to try and temper them. And he's the only one who can do it. Everyone else is dedicated to this hillside. There's the push coming in. Jeem's going to try and spray on it. Gustav backs away. Oh, go on. Go on, do it. Please land the shot. There's Ibby. Another good angle coming out from them. They're able to find these angles because they have a time limit on this. Because look at that blue.
M19,
they aren't safe.
M19 have got back in the boat. They're like, let's go, boys, go. Let's get out of here. D-Match is like, let's go. Flee, but the problem is, where's he fleeing to? I don't know. He's going to try and get away from there, but FaZe Clan's the next one. And NIP on the coastline. FaZe are now well in the blue. M19 are going to go past them. It is a catastrophe of a game for many teams here, trying to find themselves some sort of footing.
Yeah, TSM didn't back fully. They literally fell back to safety.
FaZe got back in the boat.
Yeah, FaZe, NIP had to move. NIP was screwed, so now NIP are about to turn up towards TSM. You've got Team Liquid being gate kept by them. Reciprocity can see everything. What?
They caught D-Mash out, so that was the last boat, remember, obviously. So they managed to get some meds down, get some meds, get whatever they can. Raise Your Edge swimming across the river right now as Pittsburgh Knights decide to finally move. Keeping CrowCrowd outside.
Please, can we get on board with Samty right now? He has to be able to at least knock or pressure TSM to allow the other two up. They can't find a way through. They'll have to swim or run some dodgy ground. He is out on his own here. If he can maybe get ahead, if NIP third party in, then it's game back on for Team Liquid. But right now, they look lost. They look like this is just done for.
Well, he took all the shots, and now he's under fire himself. And now we're going to pick over to Scoom. He sees the Knights coming nearby, Reciprocity. So they've come down the hill on the crossroads. FaZe, well, they're still in trouble. It's Unity. Obviously, they were just keeping busy with ENCE. ENCE themselves are swimming. Their boat is gone. FaZe's boat is gone. And that is FaZe going to be done. Samty's been dealt with. Gustav found him. This battle in the south, but they've been caught out. NIP have looped above TSM.
Exactly. NIP moved up on the rocks, so they're going to be ahead. But I don't know if they're fully aware of each other's position just yet, because TSM are right on their tails. They're just over that tiny ridgeline. There's that little hill that rolls off the radio tower. Now, Team Liquid are still in the blue. They have two players working their way forward. TSM lingering around, Gustav and Rory. So Michael is very isolated, and NIP being ahead. What is Blaston going to do? NIP being ahead should be able to turn around unless they get distracted by Reciprocity. This whole thing in the south is still waiting to brew up. TSM have completely gone away. Just so you guys know, they've got in their vehicles and they've gone across the runway and over towards the hangars. So they're not in safety yet, but they have a really clean run in. So TSM could be safe.
What's Reciprocity's plan here? They've stayed up on the hillside. They've not moved yet. I mean, Scoom's gone down into the crossroads, but that's it. And now NIP are going past them. They may surprise NIP coming outside. Oh, DA, they're going to run straight into G2 here.
Gets the AK out, but he's getting fired on from another angle. This is not clean yet. That angle works. That's going to be lovely for Chris. Braxico claims it, but the damage was being done. We saw a lot of shots in the background happening through this.
That's literally what he said at the start of the show. Chris said, I do all the damage and Braxico steals my kills. That's exactly what just happened. Iro's going to be done.
Braxico
gets himself another.
This is obviously going to be slightly differential because of the high ground, but
this is what I was talking about.
Very late here.
Rec was slow moving. They've finally got two now with Scoom, so they have gone 2 for 2, but they're going to come behind NIP. I mean, NIP are on foot. I don't know how much they're hearing from their elevated position. CrowCrowd coming across the road. No! Have you just spun Kemba?
That's for baiting last time. It's punishment for the bait.
That's
Suffer, Kemba. Poor guy, he's been done, but 3 stay alive. He's been lost. But look at this area. It is littered with teams. Rafi's found Miraku. That's Reciprocity really late playing this hill. I do not know why they were still up here, and probably neither does Miraku. He's probably baffled why somebody is up there with the blues on their back.
There goes ENCE bleeding out in the water. That's going to be them gone in the outside of Novo. Team Liquid's still got Jeems and Ibby, but they're at the other side of Sosnovka military base at the moment, so they've got a long way to go. Yeah, G2, it's kind of gone their way. Na'Vi also sitting very pretty with those compounds. G2 with a really nice spread. This Harry Potter gives them so much vision in this circle, and it's dead center. Yeah,
and honestly, taking control of that is big because that hillside plays really well into it. Where Mythrain is, obviously he's on his own. He can't do anything but Drayden peeking around the corner. This is a dangerous game he's playing. The nade comes out and it's push time. But look at that off angle from Dastish playing it deep, and the nade is so good. The Knights are just falling like flies. The nade to follow Unity. Really well played. I don't know if they can progress forward, but the damage done is certainly big.
CrowCrowd pressuring Reciprocity as well at the crossroads. There's another nade confirming the kills. And then we can see Reels. He's now pinned behind that tree going nowhere. Raise your edge. They've got to cross in the boat. Are they going to be able to survive? I think they have. They've managed to make
it's a really
the
nice
dash.
area. Really nice.
Winstrike didn't catch them.
No, and honestly, this is a nice little spot for Raise Your Edge. It's a little bit of an elevated, isolated area that you have safety of your back on. So they can play out from that, assuming they don't overstep and get spotted by Winstrike,
you guys
which
haven't
might
seen
happen.
it. If you've got the map open, you'll see it. They've just managed to make a dash across in a boat, across the channel,
the rocks on the edge.
That rockside compound, yeah.
Oh, look at this.
Reciprocity, Senpai down. Scoom catches another.
Set made it in, though. Set made it
in. Oh, that scares you down.
Set made it through. That nade is big. The push didn't follow. Scoom literally doing a dead nade to buy time, so he might be able to kind of work out some of where these positions are. He's buying a couple of seconds for himself. Sets up on the stairs and waits for Set's arrival, but he's not made it just yet. Rafi's just bled out. Scoom thinking, can I get a revive here? Can I do anything on this? And it's all about timing. Set's nade.
NIP.
I doubt it's going to go through to the same place. NIP now not in a good spot. Eventually, it will be TSM to win that southern battle, but Jeems is still alive here.
Yes, oh dear, that nade's got him. There you go.
Nope.
No, it didn't. It actually bounced away, and he managed to hold the revive. Now, Set's trying to go for the revive of his own. Can Scoom get back on that roof quick enough?
I don't think he'll see it.
I don't think he will. Is he going to go for the hop, the peak? The peak, just peek, please peek. Oh, he sees him, he sees him. Oh, it's just a little too late. Caught a glimpse though, but that may be enough. Haksedi's going to come around the side, tries to push down. Scoom goes for the hero play, drops down, but it's too late. And it's backfired, and now they've lost the house. Haksedi gets flushed, and Scoom's all alone.
Yeah, Scoom doing what he can. Haksedi going for a bit of a feed there. Not ideal. And CrowCrowd just being such a pain. This is horrible for Scoom. This is actually a horrible position, both, and they're just being pressured. And these nades are unrelenting. And there it is.
And then Orange catches him out, so Unity's still the kill away. Unity, they've collected quite a few kills now. Obviously dealt with a decent portion of the Knights. Real's still alive in there. Winstrike and Na'Vi now trading blows. That's on the far western side. TSM coming in with 4 alive. Jeems got himself relatively central posted. The last man standing for him, as well as Mythrain, the last man standing for DA. Raise Your Edge, they are in a golden position right now with that coastal push they managed to make. They managed to pay off, and they know there's nothing behind them now, so all they have to do is look forward.
Yeah, Tab.
Look at FastRail. Look how aggressive he's being.
I get worried in these spots, though, because I'm pretty sure Brexico or whoever's in the Harry Potter Tower can see some side of this hill, and as can Unity if they keep looking that way. It's got the thinner pine trees. It's 7 kills for Unity, actually. Very big game, but it is the thinner trees there, and it'd be a risky revive. If they push up on this ground, Unity can see it. But them being oh my god, Raise Your Edge.
G2 and Raise Your Edge.
What an absolute gift. But they can't overstay these aggressive splits. I like it late game, but not with 11 teams alive.
Vitality going for that shack. Nasus is making a run for it. You can see the vehicle across. He's going to reach the shack, and he's inside. The rest of Vitality are going as well. TSM hearing this, but they're looking for NIP at the moment, looking for the final member, which is VOD. Unity taking shots onto the vehicles of Vitality, and it's caused Shadow to pull up a little earlier than Nasus. Jeems has just crept himself in. Na'Vi are going to come along the hillside in behind them as Jeems watches the whole of the team coming in. That nade's looking it's just a little short from Tizerin.
Yeah, Tab is he's a dead man walking.
What do Winstrike do here? Because they're well aware that Raise Your Edge managed to get ahead of him into that compound, which is what they wanted.
They should have done what Na'Vi did, but when Na'Vi did it. That's the problem. That was the best play that they had. The ground to the north side is impossible. It's a complete open beach towards Razor Edge. You're going to see it, or G2. Your best bet is the woods in the south, or swing all the way around. But the problem is their timing is going to be off. They're going to have to try and jump or leapfrog or catch on the back of Na'Vi here. That's their best bet, and it's not an easy one. Bandages
for VOD, trying to do what he can to stay alive. See if he can stay alive for as long as he can before he has to move. Nades coming out from Na'Vi. Jeems pops up. It's going to be his last stand, it looks like. He finds Senya, can't confirm the kill, though. And it's going to be G2 that will steal that frag away. Senya should be revived, but Winstrike are moving in the backs as a TSM.
Yeah, TSM going to kind of take the more, I guess, real southern point. Winstrike moving up, using the vehicles, because that ground is completely open. There's so little cover on that side. So now they need to keep working their way forward, and they'll have to deal with Na'Vi, and they have the worst side to do it from. They'll have the blow on the back, and I think Na'Vi would definitely have heard those cars coming in, and Pokemon instantly turns. They've got nades, they've got everything. Pokemon is in a very dangerous spot here. He can do a lot of damage. Detonate towards Tixu as well, just buying time, costing them position after position as Na'Vi give themselves time to set up here.
G2 are taking shots onto Winstrike. That's what they just got battered from the side, and that nade looked like it was pinpoint. It goes, finds Jorski. There's Bestalosh getting Nookie down, and Winstrike there just getting battered here. TSM also engaging with Unity on the eastern side of the circle, and they've also been caught out. They tried to push in, and that puts TSM down one, and Winstrike just got annihilated.
Horrible position for them, very tricky to rotate out of, especially with the compounds being taken around this road. Now, I'm worried that FaZe's gone out on his own a little too far here. I don't know if he's tradable. I don't know if he's maybe overextending on the aggression. Chris has the safety of the rock, right? So if you want to look at safety positions, his entire back should be safe. He should have like a full back spot to go to. That should be it, and FaZe should be able to kind of allow for a crossfire to come in. That you can see the tracer fire. That's the whole point. You've got angles. Medoc should be able to do it as well. So this is not too bad, assuming that Chris doesn't overpeak. Whereas Fast Rail, the danger for him was that there's 360 danger, right? Or at least most of it aside from where your team is. But he does at least get the crate. Now, G2 can move up. They'll have to kind of keep moving a little further forward. Unity, same again. But G2, Vitality, Na'Vi, all clashing in the south here. They're all going to be able to see each other. The southern side is very open. Raise your edge, if they don't make mistakes, should win this.
Wookie, I don't think the M24 is going to do much use. Yeah, he realizes, switches across. 4 angry Russians coming your way. They're going to be sweeping through. Rory will bleed out. Wookie sees them all on the side.
Wait,
catches one. Can he get the spray down? Oh, nearly paid off.
It's helped out.
But Chris is coming in. He picks up a doozy. He picks up another. Orange gets Pokemon down, and Na'Vi lose 2 just like that.
Yeah, this southern side is going to be brutal. It's horrible here. Everyone can see everything. And Phosphorus got himself an Orm, so that's pretty nice for picking at this sort of distance. That's exactly what you want. But Sigzy has to be aware that Braxico and Kane are looking for options to go further north.
Look how much of the circle Raise Your Edge hold now. This is the same 4-man spread that they've been holding the whole time. The circle's gone their way, and it's given them probably about 70% of the circle. The question is, can they hold it? Because look at the flanks coming out from G2.
I don't see anyone spotting this. Sigzy just a lot of shots, but I think he's keeping in mind that someone could do this. That's always what a good player should do, is where is my downside? Where is my weakness? I need to check on this every now and then. But if the timing's off, that means that whole crossfire falls, and then Fast Rail becomes completely vulnerable.
Senya, the last man standing, he's going to fall in a second. It's the flank we're interested in with G2. Unity trying to make their way in. They've got themselves the hillside, but Chris is causing himself a lot of problems for them. Fast Rail catches Chris out. That's going to be a move from Chris. He's on his own in that Harry Potter.
Look at Braxico, though.
Yeah, this is what I was saying. I want to see this flank that's going on the left-hand side. We're not watching it at the moment. We're watching Senya getting shot.
So let's talk about that flank. I'll describe it to you guys at home because we may not be able to see it, but Braxico and Kane tried to sneak up, but they just got spotted. Call to Menox is going to happen. That's important. Basically, G2 right now could completely dismantle Raise Your Edge because attention is drawn elsewhere. If someone else applies pressure right now, that's game on. Fast Rail's on the move.
It's bought time for Unity. All of Raise Your Edge have had to move. Like you say, Sigzy, Fast Rail, Menox, they're all pulled back for this position here. They've managed to flank across the road and get in. It's bought the pressure and took it completely off Unity, and now they've got 4 standing staring at Chris.
Chris has to buy time. That's the name of the game for him is buy time for the rest of my team so they can focus on Kane and Braxico and secure that side again. They lost control, and now his job is do not die. If he dies, he's overpeaked. Now, Fast Rail, that's the shot that he took earlier, took his time on it. That's a bullet to the brain, done. I think the revive has come in, though, so G2 are back to 4.
Yeah.
And with those 2 being so close by, this is a problem. Raise Your Edge could have focused everywhere else. But this has cost them that little bit of an advantage. Unity, next issue for them, where do we go?
Yeah.
Towards Chris or towards Vitality? The Vitality side is too open because G2's going to spot it. So inevitably, they will head on that kind of more typical
They've got to
ridge
go to
almost.
Chris. Yeah, they've got to go to Chris. It's really the only position, I think, because otherwise they're coming down a fairly flat territory. And Vitality, don't forget about them. There's still a couple in that shack awaiting as G2 look to try and find position. Now they're getting peaky. You can see the smoke's going down. They want to move to that house. They want to move to the compound. They got the crate coming down as well. They are very open. Six is making a run for it, but actually G2's smoke has bought him the time to get across.
Yeah, that is crazy. If you looked at the odds of that, Minox is trying to watch this, but he can't see anything. Chris has had to pull back as well.
He's underhanded a nade.
Oh my god, the nade has gone too far. Kane is there.
Oh, Brexico right in the face.
That's ridiculous. Sigsy gets away with it.
Is he doing it underhand? He's good. That's so good. Oh my God, Sigsy, that is some amazing nades right there. Absolutely deals with the G2 threat. There's still two members alive, of course, Chris and Udia. They're picking off Vitality and try and come out of that shack. Now, Chris has actually bought himself time to get across.
Where's FastRail here?
What's happened? FastRail's way ahead the rest of his team.
I want to see this. I want to see FastRail's perspective because he's the one going to gatekeep everyone. Unity's, I think, just got the revive, so they still have players up here. They still have 4. Chris is sweeping on that side. FastRail is holding the hillside. So if you want to see the minimap, his is the line. That's when the danger becomes more imperative. The teams have to get past that. But for now, Chris, what a shot towards Tizerin, but they're swarming him, and he knows it. He doesn't have time for it anymore. The nade's going to kill him. Udia will be the last one standing for G2. Unity doing damage, but they still have to get past that final boss as Udia is in all kinds of trouble.
Yeah, Tizerin down, so it's Unity versus Razor Edge, because G2 are all just going to bleed out here. And it's now Razor Edge with a really nice spread. You've got Menox and Chris way out back. Sigsy and FastRail up close. They've got to be careful they don't take this into a 2v3 before they get the cover.
Yeah, let's see what they go for on this one. You should have either Chris or Menox holding the flat side, the roll off of the hill to stop the flank coming in. Hopefully Chris will maybe play from the rock and hold that and allow FastRail and Sigsy to play over the ridge. Look at this aggression. They're forcing them back to the blue. Circles come in. This should be a win for Razor Edge. There is not a world in which, unless they make horrific errors, that this should go wrong. I'm worried that no one's watching that roll off of the hill.
I would have liked Chris to stay at that rock because that was plumb center. Yeah, okay, he's running back to it. He's realized, okay, this is a bit too risky. Blast on the flank. This could be dangerous. He gets around the side. He sees Chris.
They need a knock, though. They need something because Sigsy and FastRail is going to peek this. As soon as they get contact, it's going to be game over. They need that knock. They need some damage. FastRail going in for the close range Orm. That's some BDP if I've ever seen it. Good spray from FastRail. This is confidence building. Dash Dish, in the meantime, has found room to work forward, but they've lost out on numbers and they've lost out on positioning. Yeah, Dash Dish on the flank. Orange trying to come over the top. Dash Dish always trying to deal with Chris at the back there. FastRail sees him. Tap, tap, tap. Six is the one that picks it up, and that leaves Orange the last man standing. And Raise Your Edge with a ballsy crossing of the channel pays off. Winstrike are going to be kicking themselves. That was the compound they could have gone in. Winstrike went out in around about 10th place, and Razor Edge take the game.